Although many people might think that the six-pack is composed of several muscles, it's actually just one long continuous muscle, scientifically referred to as the rectus abdominis, or abs for short. It runs from the ribs to the pelvis. These blocks, that we call the six-pack, are due to tendons that run across the rectus abdominis muscle. And the groove that separates the blocks on the left from the blocks on the right is formed by a long tendon that runs up the middle of the rectus abdominis. When this muscle contracts, it causes the spine to bend forward, either from the top down towards the bottom, such as during crunches, or it bends the spine forward from the bottom up towards the top, such as during reverse crunches or hanging leg raises. Anytime you flex the spine forward from the top to the bottom, or from the bottom to the top, you use the ab muscle fibers from the top to the bottom. So when you do hanging leg raises, you work the entire rectus abdominis. However, when you do this exercise, you will feel more burn in the lower abs. That's because the lower ab muscle fibers take the majority of the load from the lower body, and that causes those muscle fibers to fatigue. To do the hanging leg raise, position yourself in a vertical bench, also known as a captain's chair, or hang from a pull-up bar using your hands or a pair of ab straps. Your legs should hang straight down below you in the start position. Contract your abs to raise your legs up as high as you can so that your spine flexes forward from the bottom up. Try to get your feet to point up toward the ceiling in the top position. This will maximize the muscle fiber activity of the lower abs. Slowly lower your legs back to the start position. Be sure you lower your legs in a slow and controlled manner and do not let them just drop back down. This will place greater stress on the lower ab muscle fibers to encourage better muscle development. You can also do the hanging leg raise from a pull-up bar using your hands or using ab straps as seen here. If doing hanging leg raises with straight legs is too difficult for you, you can do hanging knee raises with bent legs. A great way to really blast the lower abs is to do hanging leg raises until you reach muscle failure. Then do an extended set by immediately continuing with hanging knee raises until you reach muscle failure again. Your lower abs will be on fire after this extended set. Just like any muscle group you train, when training the abs and even the obliques, it's important to use resistance. It's also important to periodize your training so that you change up the amount of resistance and the number of reps completed on each set. That's why I like cable oblique crunches, whether you do them standing or do them kneeling like this. Most people who do cable oblique crunches do them with the handle placed in the high position on the cable pulley, and then keeping your arm flexed, you pull down, contracting the oblique muscles as shown here. However, a simple adjustment I like to make to cable oblique crunches is to lower the handle down to just above waist height. Now when you do cable oblique crunches, you're actually pushing against the resistance versus pulling against the resistance. This allows you to use more resistance, more weight, and that allows for a stronger contraction of the oblique muscles, which allows for better development of the obliques. To do the cable oblique crunch this way, place a D handle or stirrup handle on the cable pulley station so that the handle is just above hip height. Stand sideways to the cable pulley with a hip width to shoulder width stance while holding the handle with your arm extended down at your side. Contract your oblique muscles to bend your torso down to the side, bringing the handle down towards the floor on the outside of the same side foot. This will allow for a greater range of motion than the standard version of cable oblique crunches. Resist the weight back up to where the weight just touches and repeat for reps. One trick I recommend is placing your opposite hand on your obliques so that you can feel them contracting. This allows for better mind-muscle connection to help you recruit more of the oblique muscle fibers for even better development. Complete all reps on one side and then repeat on the opposite side. Consider adding this version of the cable oblique crunch the next time you train abs. To do the bell tower crunch, attach a rope handle to a high cable pulley and pull the rope through so that it all hangs straight down from the pulley attachment as shown here. Grab the rope with your left hand above your right hand and stand in a staggered stance with your right leg in front of your left. Using your abs and obliques, pull the rope down in front of you and towards your right knee. Exhale forcefully and contract your abs as tight as possible, then slowly return to the start position and repeat for reps. When you've completed all reps on the right side, switch your foot and hand position and perform in a similar manner on the left side. Because you do this ab exercise while standing up, it's a great exercise for any athlete to do. After all, most athletes compete in a standing position, so training your midsection and core muscles while standing is one of the best ways to develop true functional strength that can help you when you're competing. Hold the handles of the bands in front of your chest and stand with a shoulder-width stance. With speed and explosiveness, crunch forward, bringing your chest towards your knees. Then slowly return to the start position. Repeat for reps. The band rising knee works the lower abs and core. To do this exercise, wrap an exercise band with an ankle strap attached to a low, stable structure, such as a dumbbell rack. Secure the ankle strap around your ankle and move forward to place some stretch on the band. Stand in a fighting stance with your left foot forward. As quickly and as explosively as possible, lift your right knee up as high as you can. Slowly return to the start and repeat for reps. After completing the desired number of reps, perform on the left leg. The band roundhouse elbow targets the obliques and core. To do this exercise, connect a strength band to a stable structure at a height that's even with your shoulders. Place your right arm through the handle so that the handle sits in the crook of your arm. Stand at about a 45-degree angle to the line of the band. Stand with a shoulder-width stance and keep your arm parallel to the floor with your elbow extended out to your side. As quickly and as powerfully as possible, rotate your torso to bring your elbow from your right side towards your left. Slowly return back to the start position and repeat for reps. After completing the desired number of reps, switch sides and repeat in the same manner. Another option that you can use to add some resistance to your ab training is right here in the Smith machine. It's an exercise that I call the Smith machine crunch. Simply bring a bench into the Smith machine, load it up with light weight, and then you want to position yourself on the bench with your knees bent, feet flat on the bench, just like you would do a normal crunch. You want to position your body so that the bar is lined up right over your abs. Not over your chest, not over your face, because you're going to come up and forward. So keep the bar right over your abs. That way you have the best line of resistance as you come up. Unrack the bar and simply crunch up. Now you want to do these crunches fairly explosively, so try to bring your body up as fast and as explosively as possible. The reason for this is that one study found that when subjects did crunches as quickly and as explosively as possible on the positive part of the rep, they used more total muscle fibers in the abs as well as the obliques, essentially turning the crunch into both an abdominal or rectus abdominis and an oblique exercise in one. Of course, as you fatigue during the reps, you can slow them down and do nice, slow and controlled reps and really hold it to feel that contraction.